Welcome to Robious Corridor Magazine's high school and college football wrap-up for the week of November 5th. Midlothian's two-game winning streak came to an abrupt end last Friday night at Monacan with a 39-7 loss. The Trojans had a highlight, though, and oh, what a highlight it was. Keegan Gant scored for the Trojans with a 101-yard interception return for touchdown. That's right, 101 yards. If you're going to end your season on a good note, a 101-yard pick six certainly has a nice ring to it. Adkins and Freudenthal rushed for two touchdowns to lead Trinity to a 56-12 win over Covenant. Parikh completed 4 of 6 passes for 121 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Titans ended their 3-win, 7-loss season with a strong win in a statement game for next year. The Rapids outgained number 8 Lancers 258 to 190 yards in a 24-14 loss last Friday. Cameron Green scored on a 17-yard run for the James River Rapids, and Nigel Lee returned to punt for a score. The River gave Manchester a run for their money. The Rapids traveled to Wythe this Friday night. Our pick? The River. The Indians were 28 yards away with less than a minute left in the game, but were held on downs by the Warriors and felt the sting of a 37-36 loss last weekend. Powhatan was led by Logan Allen and L.J. Jackson, who combined to rush for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Indians set their sights on Charlottesville this Friday night. Our pick? Indians. Ramon Jones carried 19 times for 65 yards and 3 touchdowns as Benedictine edged Liberty Christian 40-36 Friday night. Lamar Webster added 111 yards and a touchdown. Quarterback Bryce Hamilton completed half of his passes for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Cadets. If you follow Robious Corridor on Twitter, you knew before most that next week VISAA Division I playoff matchup features number 3 Benedictine and number 2 Liberty in a rematch of this past Friday's thriller. Whoa, Nelly! This is going to be one for the ages. Our pick? Cadets. Page 2. Richmond's Brandon Jordy kicked 4 field goals, tying the school record for the most field goals in a game, and the Spiders put the Great Danes of Albany in the doghouse, 27-10. Jordy's first field goal attempt hit the right upright and was no good. After that, he caught fire and sparked the Spiders' first win in more games than they would like to remember. Richmond plays at Stony Brook next Saturday away. Our pick? Spiders. David Watford ran for 6 yards and an early touchdown in the Clemson game. However, Clemson scored the next 35 points. Incidentally, that's the second time in 3 games that the UVA opponent had scored 35 points in a row at Scott Stadium. The Cavaliers finished their game with a 59-10 loss in front of about 46,000 full seats and 15,000 empty ones. Next up for UVA, the Tar Heels and Chapel Hill. Our pick? Carolina. Hokie quarterback Logan Thomas finished 24 for 41 for a career-high 391 yards with 2 touchdown passes. 3 touchdown passes if you include the decisive pick six he gave up late in the game. Thomas also tied his career high in turnovers, giving the ball up 4 times for the second time this season in a loss to Boston College, 34-27. Hokie Nation travels to nationally ranked Miami next week for a nationally televised game on Saturday. Check your local listings. Our pick? The Canes. Junior Jacket quarterback Zach Nacarado completed 13 of 14 passes for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns as Randolph Macon took Shenandoah to the woodshed, 42-7. Macon's sophomore running back John Bird scored 1-yard runs in the third and fourth quarters. Matt Williamson and Will McGee also added to the route. RMC heads out to Bridgewater this Saturday to see if they can put a sting on the Eagles. Our pick? Jackets. Enjoy this 11th weekend of football in the Robious Corridor. Please check back for next week's preview and more picks. Thank you for listening. Thank you for reading Robious Corridor Magazine.